In today's video, I am making some really fun fall decor pieces that I know you're gonna love. These were so easy to do, but look really high-end. I'm super excited for this video because I'm actually working with Cricut, so a huge thank you to Cricut for sponsoring today's video. I've actually owned a Cricut and have been using their machines for the last 8 years, so I just already love them so much. So I'm super excited to share more about them later on in this video, including their newest machine. But let's go ahead and jump on into these fun projects and start creating some really fun fall DIYs that you can make at home on a budget. For the first DIY, I'm using one of these small little wooden signs from Hobby Lobby. This has a gorgeous frame and is already white distressed in the center. This is from the Woodpile brand and it was originally $4.49, but I did use a coupon on this, so I got it very inexpensive. But as always, you can just paint a dollar store sign like I usually do. But for this project, I am going to be using my Cricut and some black vinyl. I wanted to make a truck in this green color. It is still one of my favorite colors to use for fall. And I didn't have any vinyl in that color, so I am going onto my Cricut design space and they have the cutest truck on there. So that's what I ended up using, and I wanted to turn that into a stencil so that I could still have this truck in my favorite green color. So I just cut out the truck as normal, but I am going to use the outside of it so that I can paint on the inside. So after playing around with that for a minute, I found a design that I loved. I put apples, pumpkins, hay rides down at the bottom. I thought that would be super cute. So the next thing I did was just load in my mat, and I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. And then using my little rotary wheel, I go ahead and just trim around that so that I can easily pop off that and then save the rest of the vinyl for a later project. Next, I am weeding out my little design. I thought this truck was so cute. I was super excited to use it. You definitely could save the piece that I'm peeling off if you want to. I just kind of messed it up whenever I set it to the side, so I'll have to cut it out again. And then these are the little words that I cut out for the bottom. I just put a square or rectangle at the top and the bottom to look like these little lines, and then weeded out what was inside of the letters. I do like to try to lay everything out and make sure it's going to fit on there and have plenty of space on the edges before I just commit and press it down. I am trying to be super careful and make sure that all of this sticks because this is more of a textured sign, so I did struggle a tiny bit to get it to stick perfectly, but I was just trying to make sure that I got everything down before I just pulled it up. And then this is my favorite part, getting to paint in there. You don't have to be, you still have to be careful because my lines are kind of thin on the edges, but that's just because I cut it so close. But you don't have to worry about how you're painting this. I just tried to not put a ton of paint so it still looks a little bit distressed, and I love that look. I think it turned out really good. I am using transfer tape to make sure everything stays nice and organized or neat and put together like it's supposed to, and then I can easily just transfer this over onto the bottom of my sign. I left space in between each of these words. I thought it would be really cute if you put like a little dot with paint in between them. I could have easily did it with my Cricut. I thought I was going to use the same color green dot, but then I just loved it being all spaced out and clean cut, so I decided not to add any extra color to the bottom. This was a hangable little sign, so I went ahead and removed the jute twine hanger at the top, so this could be an adorable little sign to place on a table and make a gorgeous little table fall scenery. As you can probably already tell, I am having a blast with this machine and super excited to be working with Cricut in this video, but let's go ahead and share with you guys a little bit more about the Cricut Maker. The Maker is an ultimate professional level cutting machine, but easy enough to use for beginners. It literally took me 10 minutes to get it out of the box and already had it set up ready to start cutting. And this machine does everything. It is awesome. So everything is in this machine and you are not going to outgrow this one. The Maker cuts over 300 materials and everything from our basic vinyl, iron-on, and paper that you are used to, but also fabric, felt, chipboard, leather, and even aluminum. This thing can really cut deep, deep cuts. This machine works with the new rotary cutter used with fabric and also the deep knife tool that is perfect for the thicker material like wood and leather, and also using this machine for the newer transfusible ink projects, which is so trendy right now, especially on all of the t-shirts. It is so much fun mixing it up and not just using vinyl all of the time. A Cricut is definitely something that every serious crafter needs to own. I love mine. I've used it from everything from making personalized gifts for a family. When I had a newborn, I made her an adorable little hat that said her name on it. I've used them for labeling and organizing and just cutting everything. They're just something that everybody needs for sure. And then of course my favorite crafting, which is making your own DIY home decor, which is what I do on this channel all the time. You know, I always struggle with handwriting and having to use stickers, and Cricut is something that I can go in there and just create anything that I want and it just prints it out perfect for me. Then I can just stick it on there very easily and it just looks beautiful and really high-end decor. I'll leave all of my favorite Cricuts linked in the description box down below, so make sure you go down there and you check out all of the awesome Cricut machines that I'm using in today's video, as well as some of my favorites and all of my favorite Cricut products. Don't go anywhere, we are not done yet, we are just getting started. I have some more projects going on for you all today, so make sure you stay tuned and let's go check them out. I thought this sign was so beautiful, just this blank white circle with the wood trim that's really deep on the edges. There is so many possibilities you could do or make with this sign. It is from the same woodpile brand from Hobby Lobby. It was originally $16.99, but I did get this half off and I just thought it was beautiful. You could add a hanger to the top of this and make a door hanger, but for this for right now I'm just putting it on a table, but I can still always go back in and add a string of beads to the top or some type of hanger to hang this as a door hanger. So I got on my design space and found this beautiful font or saying that says autumn is my favorite color. I thought this was so beautiful how it had mixed fonts, and I go ahead and cut that out just in black vinyl, and then I am using my transfer tape to pick it all up in one piece, and then I can easily see where it needs to go and place it down on this wood sign. Since this does say autumn is my favorite color, I wanted to add in a lot of color, and I found these gorgeous die cut little wooden leaves from Hobby Lobby. They have so much detail and they are painted with a couple different shades of paint, so they just really pop off and they're in these gorgeous fall vibrant colors, and I just thought they went perfect with this. Since the sign is really plain, I decided to wrap these all the way around the font, and I think it looks so beautiful. So then I just had to kind of spread out the colors evenly, and I didn't want them pointing the same direction, so I'm kind of making them all blend up together, but I think the colors of this are so beautiful and this just worked out perfect. For this next project, I wanted to use some fabric because the Cricut Maker is great at cutting fabric with the new little rotary wheel tool, which I was super excited to use. I picked up this gorgeous fall pre-bonded fabric from Walmart, and they had out some gorgeous little packs that were perfect for small little crafts like this. So I also picked up just a piece of regular fabric too in this gray pumpkin, so I thought I would use those together. And then just from the dollar store, I picked up this wooden square. I'm gonna flip it upside down or backwards so that it has a little bit of a raised up frame around the edges. I wanted more of a neutral background, so I took my gray fabric and I'm cutting that down to put inside of the sign. But before I do that, I need to paint the frame of the sign. So I ended up painting the edges with this truffle brown paint and then distress with some of this beige mineral color. I did go ahead and paint this first so that I would be able to cover up if I got any inside of the center. By distressing the edges, it makes it look like more realistic weathered wood and gives it kind of like a dimensional look. So I'm just loving how it turned out. And then, like I said, make sure that you do that first so that you can cover the center. Since I am going to be Mod Podging that fabric that is really thin and not bonded to anything to the backing, I wanted to make sure that I go ahead and just cover all of the imperfections and paint that white. I laid it down into my sign just to make sure and double check that it was going to fit nice and tight, and I didn't need to trim anything down so that I can use it to center my design in the center. I am using Cricut's awesome heat press, which is so cool. You definitely need one of these if you love like using fabric or making t-shirts. It is so awesome, and it has a built-in timer and everything, so it tells you when it's done. But to make this project, I wanted to make a little fabric decor piece that would be adorable, so I'm using some of this orange and white buffalo check pattern fabric, and I cut out this cute little pumpkin, and I cut it out big enough so that I can have like a lot of that fabric on this decor piece. And then I'm going to take my iron-on black vinyl and cut out Hello Fall so that I can iron both of those on together.
My friends, you are nothing like them. How could they say I was broken? How could they say you made me?
I thought it would be really cute to add some little stitching around the edges or make it look like stitching. I'm using a fine tip permanent marker and adding these little dashes all the way around the edges so it looks sewed on there, and then some Mod Podge so that I can attach this to the wooden sign.
Since I met you, I am not the same. It was not meant to be a fairy tale with a happy end.
I wrapped this jute twine or jute string around 2 fingers and then pulled it off and double knotted it around the center to create this adorable little bow. I thought this would give it some texture. I always feel like adding jute string bows to projects in the fall looks so fun and makes everything look cutesy and cozy. And I hot glued that at the bottom of the stem and cut down the little tails, and that is how this came together. I know a lot of stores are putting out decor pieces using fabric, so they are super trendy right now but look adorable, and I am just so excited how this turned out. I have barely even brushed the surface in this video of what you can do with this incredible machine. I had so much fun incorporating it into all of today's projects, but there is so many more things that this machine does that I can't wait to try. Cricut Design Space is on desktop and mobile, so you can start creating from your phone and tablet. It's also Bluetooth and even has a phone or tablet charger built in. And then like I said, I have used a Cricut for over 8 years and love them, so I'm so excited to have had the opportunity to get to work with Cricut today and get to share them and what they're all about with you guys, as well as get to use this awesome new machine in all of my future projects. Thank you all so much for coming along and crafting with me. Go check out the links down below and pick yourself up or order you a Cricut today. They are a must-have, like I said, for every crafter. I cannot wait to get back to using mine and make some really special, maybe Halloween DIYs are next, and then ooh, Christmas will be so fun to have this. So thank you once again to Cricut for sponsoring today's video. I had such a blast using them and working with them today, but thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Happy crafting! Bye!